Hi, I'm Rachel King. Welcome to my channel. This week's pattern review is all about the blazer. Let's begin. I'm just going to talk about blazers now and talk about a few trends. Now, if you want to skip forward to the pattern review, go to this point in the video. Otherwise, please keep watching. And also, I'm going to do a channel update catch up right at the very end, so please keep watching. That would be great. Okay, trends. So I found a really good article in Vogue, which I will link below, about contemporary blazers, and I'm going to show you a mix of high-low styles that are all very different. And if you're looking to do a blazer project, this might inspire you hand in hand with the patterns I'm going to show you afterwards. So I've got four trends or four areas that I've picked out that I saw in this article, which I thought were really interesting. So the first area is embellished. And I've got four styles here to show you. The first one is by Rosie Asselin, and it has got these absolutely beautiful, which I think they're a jacquard. I don't think it's a print. It looks like a jacquard or a cloquet jacquard. So you've got the plain body and the contrast jacquard sleeves, which is kind of, as long as you can get the right fabric combination, I thought was a really interesting and fairly sort of easy thing to do. The next style is from Gemima, beautiful lace blazer. Do you know, I've been toying with the idea of making a lace blazer for ages, and I think if you had a sort of not too large scale lace design and you sort of and a lightweight that you mounted on a solid lightweight fabric, so you treat those fabrics as one, I think it would be quite doable actually. But I think this one is beautiful and the belt is lovely as well. The third style is from Dries van Noten. I love Dries van Noten. Amazing. Recently has retired from designing the eponymous brand. This is lovely. I mean, it's got sort of random, I'm sorry, I'm looking at it on my screen, random sort of beading and embellishment, sequins, I believe, all over it. I think it's absolutely stunning. And again, it is something you could do in a small way. And the final style there is from Stella McCartney. Classic shape, but it's got these lovely, it looks like it could be embroidered. I haven't actually looked at it in much detail, but I just wanted to get the overall look. Look like botanical flat floral placements on the sleeves and on the front. It's probably on the back as well, actually. I thought that was beautiful. So the first theme, that was embellishment. Crop blazers. So on the left here you've got from Aritzia this really cropped single-breasted shape with the classic reveres, which I think is beautiful, and I've got a similar shape to that coming up in the review. In the middle again, Dries van Noten, which is like a really shrunken shape in this stripe, which I think is lovely. And on the far side we've got a collarless style, and that's actually from Mango, and then it's got a little pocket flaps there as well. So this is, as you can see, this is a real mix of high-low styles. Okay, moving on to colour. So obviously this could apply to any style you choose, but I just thought it was just really interesting to see, again from Dries van Noten, this beautiful cerise pink in this sort of slightly exaggerated, elongated style. The blazer in the middle is from COS in this beautiful yellow, and I went shopping yesterday and there's a lot of yellow around, this beautiful soft sort of buttery yellow, which I think is beautiful for the summer. Especially with the tan, and this exaggerated, elongated, quite slim-fitting style is from Lafayette 148 New York, in this beautiful sort of sky blue. Would you describe that as sky blue, perhaps? Okay, and then the fourth sort of area I've looked at blazers with belts, which you could easily add a belt detail to a blazer if you made a tie or had a belt made in self fabric. So here we've got the white one with the tie belt from Zara and the slightly sort of rounded shoulder, which I think is really nice. The second one, the brown one with a matching buckle, skinny buckle belt, is from Mango. The yellow one, which has got a wider belt and it's a little bit safari-ish perhaps, with the pocket flaps, that's from And Other Stories. And the final one with this beautiful clasp at the centre front is from Loewe. So those were the sort of 4 areas that I focused on for contemporary blazers, and I hope you find them interesting. And it's a real mix of high-low, so there's inspiration there from the high street and from the high end. Okay, so nitty gritty, here are my 10 favourite blazer patterns. So I would say that by their very nature, most of these patterns are more advanced. There are some that are not quite as advanced, so for each one I'm going to say the experience level that they're gauging it at, and they're all slightly different anyway. So I'm going to begin with the Maker's Atelier, the blazer. Now this has been on my list for quite a while. I really like it, so I'm looking at my infographics here that you've got up here. It's something that I really want to make as part of a capsule wardrobe, because I think it could be quite transseasonal even, depending on the fabric. So it's a PDF pattern, UK 4 to 22, and this is designed for an experienced sewer. It has centre front buttons, it's single breasted, it's very classic, lovely revere shapes, really nice proportions. It's got a faux sleeve placket with 2 buttons, so that's fake, it's not actually functioning, and 3 or 4 pockets, I think, optional depending on how many you want, and the lining is optional as well. So that's been my favourite for a long time, and I thought I would kick us off with that because it's a real classic. Okay, this next one is a classic shape with some interesting detailing. Sister Mag patterns are always a bit quirky, and I do like their patterns. This is the Sister Mag 56-1 single-breasted blazer with a nice back detailing. Single-breasted, flap pockets, I think that's a 2-piece sleeve. Front and back panel seams, I'm looking at my notes. It's got a centre back seam, and in the panel seams at the back and the centre back, you have got these back pleat details. There are 3 of them, which I think is absolutely lovely. It's got a 3-button cuff detail as well, which I believe is functioning, and I've already said 2-piece sleeve and the button flaps, and the revere is cut quite high as well, and I think that detail at the back might be called Dior pleats. It's a reference to Christian Dior, perhaps, I think. I can't remember, but I do like the way they've styled it here, and she's turned the cuffs up because it's slightly sort of casual air. So that was my number 2, the Sister Mag single-breasted blazer with lovely back detailing, and again it's a PDF, sizes 34 to 44, and that again is for the experienced maker. This is a cropped one, which I thought would be good to include because I was talked about crop styles being very much around at the moment in my little review at the beginning. Vicky So's Nancy blazer, sizes 34 to 52. It's a PDF. Now it's double-breasted, and it's got this really interesting left side is worn pocket detail, really nice revere shapes, and also these tabs that wrap over at the back. If you can see the working drawing there and the photograph of the back view, really lovely, and it's darted for shape. It's got a centre back seam, and it's got shoulder darts as well at the back as well. That breast pocket, by the way, is non-functioning, so it's purely decorative, and it's got 2-piece sleeves. It's an advanced pattern, which doesn't surprise me at all. Really lovely cropped silhouette there from Vicky So's. Okay. Right, this one is intermediate stroke advanced, and I think it seems to be less structured, and I think it might be a bit slightly easier. Okay, and it's from Atelier Brunette, and it's a Le Blazer, the French pattern company. PDF 34 to 38, and it's got this sort of oversized silhouette with a front button fastening, and it's unlined, and it's got front pockets. So I think that might be a slightly easier option. It's got a simple cuff detail. You can see they've turned it back there, but I think on the line drawing it's just stitched. Again, I said unlined, so you've got that back facing, which means of course you've got to finish all the inside seams off beautifully. That's the only disadvantage, I think. You don't have to make a lining, but you've got to finish your seams off really nicely, so you know they're going to be visible. I mean, specifically the centre back seam, I think you'd probably want to bind that, wouldn't you? So that's the Atelier Brunette, a slightly sort of easier shape there, and that's intermediate to advanced, so maybe slightly easier if you want to tackle a blazer. Another one from Vicky Sews, again advanced, PDF sizes 34 to 52, and this is a great oversized slightly boxy silhouette, which I really love. Top welt pockets, lower welt and flap pockets, centre back seam and vent. It's got those back darts at the shoulder again, and a two-piece sleeve. But if you look closely, and you may not get it from the infographic, from the photograph, it's actually got a raw edge all around the revere and the front, and I think possibly the sleeve hem and the actual hem. So it's a raw edge detail. You could possibly hack the pattern. I don't know if that's part, it might be in the information that you could hack it and make it with a seam instead of a raw edge, but I thought that was quite interesting, and I really like that boxy oversized silhouette, and that's very much of the moment. So it's the Vicky Sews Adriana jacket, and that's fully lined as well, so a nice contemporary oversized blazer there. Okay, next one is from Closet Cool Patterns, and that's Jessica Blazer. And I really like this one because it looks like a hacking jacket, doesn't it? In this tweed with the really cool elbow patches. So it's a PDF sizes 0 to 20, and it is described as challenging. So I guess you've got your two-piece satin sleeves, you've got welt pockets or flat pockets, and an upper welt pocket. It's lined as well, and you've got the button detail at the wrist, and you've got elbow patches, which I think they're going to be optional, and a centre back vent. So there's quite a lot going on there, but I do like the way they've made it in tweed with the contrasting elbow patches, and I like the way the undercollar is contrasted with this flash of yellow. Just a really classic shape. But it is described as challenging. Obviously, I'm going to put links to all of these patterns below, so you can go and look on their websites and get some information if you're really interested in them. So that was from Closet Core. Okay, right, this one's from the Avid Seamstress. So it's a little bit soft, a little bit less structured, and it is described as intermediate. So this might be a good one to choose if you're a bit alarmed by the other more advanced styles. So it's print or PDF, sizes UK 6 to 22. It's fully lined with a relaxed fit. It's got these quite interesting shoulder darts at the front. It does have shoulder pads and a sleeve head roll, which is not actually that difficult to do. Probably quite a lot of these have. You can toile it first if you haven't done that before. And it's got this sort of two-piece sleeve and this deep turned stitched cuff rather than seamed and buttoned. So it is a lot simpler, and I do like the this horizontal seam going around the whole garment, in which you've got your front pockets and I believe it's an edge-to-edge style. So maybe that's one if you are nervous of the more advanced styles, from the Avid Seamstress, the Blazer print PDF. Okay, next one from Atelier Scamit, the Punto Blazer, and there are loads of different options here. PDF 4 to 24, panel seams, so you've got that seam at the sides rather, two-piece sleeve, it's double-breasted, it's got patch pockets, optional, and a centre back vent as well. So a classic double-breasted blazer, like it here in the tweed as well, pockets optional, and it's fully lined as well. So that's the Punto Blazer from Atelier Scamit, and that one actually is advanced again. This is one from Vogue, and I've included this, I think last year I did a trends video and patterns, and this was this was one that I actually included. Lovely deep revere double-breasted blazer. So it's the V1927, paper 8 to 16 or 18 to 26, and this is an advanced pattern. It's quite a structured jacket. It's fully lined, as you would expect, double-breasted, two-piece sleeves, vents, shoulder pads, patch pockets with flaps, but it is lovely. And you could do a kind of like a tuxedo look here by contrasting the upper collar. You can see in the line drawings they've shaded the upper collar there, lapel, to give that sort of effect. And I think in the photograph, the pink one, I think the upper collar is actually in a sort of a matte fabric, but it's a real classic shape, and if you're up for making a piece like that for your wardrobe, I think this is a really lovely pattern from Vogue. I have saved my favourite for last, and it is from Trend Patterns, and if you watch my videos you know I like Trend Patterns a lot, and this is their absolutely lovely curved jacket, and this is described as moderate to difficult, and sizes 6 to 22, and I believe it is print or PDF. Okay, so I'm going to just run through the details. What I really like about it is the extended soft shoulder and the way that the sleeves kind of curve. All their patterns have this very definite handwriting at Trend Patterns, and this is no different, and I really like it for that. And I like the sort of the curved in waist, kind of almost like a and sort of slightly loose hourglass effect. I just really like it. So it's fully lined, it has snap fasteners, so no buttonholes, which is great, hourglass silhouette, the drop shoulders, jet pockets and flaps at the front. It's got panel seaming and darts, which is what gives it the shape at the front, and the centre back seam also at the back as well, and that fully lined, and that pretty much describes it, and I think it's a fab pattern. So that's my lineup of 10 blazers. I haven't made any of these. Have you made one of them? If so, please share. What did you make it in? How was the experience of making it? And have you made another blazer pattern? Have you found a simple blazer pattern? Perhaps you could share that with us, slightly maybe less advanced than any of these. That one, it might be good to know. Please share in the comments below. As I said earlier, all of these patterns are listed below, so there will be a link to all of them, and also the trend bit I talked about before. There's an article in Vogue, and I don't know whether you can link to it. I don't know whether it's paid for content, because I've got an account with Vogue, so I'll put the link anyway, and hopefully you can have a look at it. But it just basically talks about the same trends that I was talking about. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a quick update. I am going away for a couple of weeks on holiday, so my next video will probably be in probably about 2 weeks, maybe a bit longer, depending on technology, etc. and how everything goes. I am going to be filming when I'm away, so I hope to come back with at least one video for you to share some of my experiences when I'm away. Yeah, so I'll be back in 2 weeks, and actually as this video goes out, I will be traveling over to the US. Yeah, so that was it really for this week. Yet again, really nice to meet some of you at the very recent Stitch show. It was great. Just really appreciate you coming up to me to say hello. It was fantastic, and I will be back in a couple of weeks with a video that I really hope you'll enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.